Hello everyone, and welcome. Today we're diving headfirst into the roaring dumpster fire that is American politics and its uncanny ability to mess with, well, everything. Specifically, we're looking at the stock market and how it reacts to the pronouncements of one Donald J. Trump. Now, you might be thinking, Tony, why on earth would we subject ourselves to this? And to that I say, because, my friend, knowledge is power. Look, we all know that the former president has a unique relationship with the truth, and unfortunately his words, as nonsensical as they may sometimes seem, have the power to move markets. So, buckle up, grab your antacids, and let's unpack how Trump's unique brand of misinformation can impact investor sentiment and send stocks on a roller coaster ride. First up, we're heading to the retail jungle where Walmart reigns supreme. Now, Walmart is as American as apple pie and questionable labor practices. But here's the thing. Walmart is also a surprisingly good barometer for the American economy. When consumers are feeling optimistic, they're more likely to splurge on that 48-pack of toilet paper or that inflatable kayak shaped like a giant rubber duck. But when Trump starts tweeting about trade wars and tariffs, well, it can make consumers a little bit nervous. Suddenly, that giant rubber duck kayak doesn't seem like such a wise investment after all. Now, in the short term, this can create some volatility for Walmart stock. However, here's the thing about Walmart, they're the masters of low prices. So even if Trump's rhetoric does manage to put a dent in consumer confidence, Walmart is well positioned to weather the storm. Next, we're venturing into the wild, wild west of social media, where Mark Zuckerberg roams free and the line between reality and fabricated outrage is blurrier than a toddler's drawing after a juice box bender. We're talking, of course, about Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook, which also owns Instagram. Now, Meta is a company built on connecting people, which is a lovely sentiment until you realize they're connecting people to a fire hose of misinformation, conspiracy theories, and targeted ads. But here's the kicker. Meta thrives on chaos. The more chaotic the environment, the more engagement they get. The more people engage with their platforms, the more data they collect and the more money they make. It's a cycle that feeds on itself. And when Trump starts spouting off about stolen elections or injecting bleach, well, it's like pouring gasoline on the dumpster fire of social media. The engagement skyrockets, engagement explodes, people argue in the comments section, and Meta laughs all the way to the bank. It's a business model that capitalizes on division and outrage. But let's be real, folks. Meta's business model is built on keeping people glued to their screens, even if it means serving them a steady diet of misinformation and outrage. They know that controversy sells. It's like that friend who always brings drama to the party. You know it's going to be messy, but you can't help but watch the train wreck unfold. And in this case, the messier it gets, the more profitable it becomes for Meta. From the murky depths of social media, we emerge into the seemingly more civilized world of Google, the search engine that knows more about you than your own mother. It's the digital confidant that remembers every query, every curiosity, and every secret. And let's be honest, it's probably seen things you wouldn't want your mother to know about. From late-night searches to embarrassing questions, Google has it all.
But Google isn't just a search engine, it's the gateway to the internet, the keeper of knowledge, the digital oracle that we turn to for answers to life's most pressing questions. It's where we go to learn, to discover, and to understand the world around us.
But what happens when those answers are buried under a mountain of misinformation and propaganda, when the truth is obscured by a fog of lies and deceit? It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack made entirely of fake news and conspiracy theories. The challenge is immense and often feels insurmountable.
Now, Alphabet, Google's parent company, is well aware of this problem. They understand the stakes and the importance of maintaining the integrity of their search results. They've poured resources into combating misinformation, tweaking their algorithms, and partnering with fact-checking organizations. Their goal is to ensure that the information you find is as accurate and reliable as possible. But it's a constant game of whack-a-mole. For every piece of misinformation they eliminate, another seems to pop up.
And here's the thing, Google's business model relies on trust. Trust is the foundation upon which their entire platform is built. People need to trust that when they type a question into that search bar, they're going to get accurate and unbiased results. This trust is crucial for Google's continued success and user satisfaction. But when that trust is eroded by the constant barrage of misinformation, it can have a ripple effect throughout the entire company. The challenge is ongoing and the stakes are higher than ever. Higher. Okay, let's take a break from the digital hellscape for a moment and talk about something a little more tangible. Infrastructure, roads, bridges, tunnels, the things that keep our society from crumbling into a pile of rubble.
Now, you might not think that infrastructure is particularly sexy, but trust me, it's way more interesting than it sounds. It's the backbone of our economy, the foundation on which everything else is built.
And when it comes to infrastructure, Siemens is like the Beyoncé of the industry, talented, powerful, and always in demand. They're a German multinational conglomerate that's been around for over 170 years.
And they've got their fingers in every pie imaginable, from energy and healthcare to transportation and automation.
See, one of Trump's signature campaign promises was to invest heavily in infrastructure. He promised to rebuild our roads, bridges, and airports, creating jobs and boosting the economy in the process. And for a company like Siemens, that's like music to their ears. Finally, we arrive at the hallowed halls of journalism, where truth and accuracy are prized above all else, or at least they should be. This is the realm where stories are crafted with precision and facts are checked and rechecked. We're talking about the New York Times, the Grey Lady of journalism, the newspaper that's been setting the standard for investigative reporting for over a century. It's a beacon of journalistic integrity and a symbol of the relentless pursuit of truth.
Now, the New York Times has never been one to shy away from a good scandal. In fact, they have a knack for uncovering the stories that others might prefer to keep hidden. In fact, they've built their reputation on it. Their investigative prowess is legendary, and their commitment to uncovering the truth is unwavering. From Watergate to the Pentagon Papers, the Times has a long and storied history of holding the powerful accountable and exposing the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. These landmark stories have cemented their place in the annals of journalism.
But Trump's presidency presented a unique challenge for the Times. It was a period marked by unprecedented hostility towards the press. With his constant attacks on the media, his blatant disregard for facts, and his penchant for spreading misinformation, Trump created a hostile environment for journalists. The very foundation of journalistic integrity was under siege.
Yet, amidst this maelstrom of misinformation and distrust, the New York Times did something remarkable. They thrived. They adapted to the changing landscape and continued to deliver hard-hitting journalism. People were hungry for reliable news, for a source of information they could trust. In a world awash with fake news, the Times stood as a pillar of credibility, drawing readers who sought the truth.
So, there you have it, folks. A glimpse into the chaotic world of the stock market and how it reacts to the unpredictable pronouncements of one Donald J. Trump. It's a wild ride, to be sure, and one that's not for the faint of heart. But as we've seen, there are opportunities to be found amidst the chaos if you know where to look. Remember, investing in the stock market is a marathon, not a sprint, so buckle up, stay informed, and remember, the only thing predictable about the market is its unpredictability.